Hi, how are you doing today?
Hey Jenna, how's it going today?
Good.
It's good to
I'm
see you.
so good to see you too. I'm so excited to be meeting with you today. Obviously, my name's Jenna. I'm from Fort Texas. I'm a freshman here at Clemson. I'm currently a business major, planning to specify in marketing, maybe in sports or brand marketing. I'm not sure yet. And then right now, I'm also planning on doing a minor in communications, and I started that this year and continue to pursue it. So thank you so much for meeting with me today. I really appreciate it. I know you're busy with your everyday life and stuff, but I'm just excited to get to know more about you. I think my goal of this interview is to just learn more about the business world and what career I want to go into because I'm not 100% certain yet. Just to know like what I could go into and what it all entails. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
First of all, it's my pleasure to be with you today. I appreciate you calling me.
Thank you.
Um, so I started out in a different category than most people do into business. I went to the United States Naval Academy and majored in econ. I flew in the Navy. I flew F-18s for many years, and then I ended up getting out. I got my MBA and got through some jobs, doing some marketing and sales, mostly through people I knew, and then ended up working here at American Airlines. And so, it's a much different perspective than most people have because most people go straight from, business college to MBA to their work and stay in the job forever. So I kind of had to work my way into learning the business side of the house after flying, but it helped me get to where I am today through American. So kind of had an inside scoop to that.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, like I said, I'm not super set on my pathway yet. So I think that's so cool that you took a different approach and saying that you like know people and stuff. I know networking is everything. And getting yourself in the field and being like out of state and being so far, I know it is difficult, but trying to network myself and just getting myself into the field, I think it's super important. So I love that. That's awesome. Um,
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you definitely need to know people. That's for sure, I
yeah,
think.
yes. Okay, so I had some questions for you just about business in general. So I guess my first thing is what made you want to go into the business industry? Obviously, you said you had a different way getting into it, but what really made you want to get into it, become what you are today?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, from when I was a kid, I was always intrigued by marketing and sales, advertising, all the commercials and stuff, how that works, and through business. I have lots of family friends that were, into business and marketing and sales, and were very successful. And so that was definitely one of the main things that pushed me into that. I love working with people. I love collaborating. I think that's something that you excel in business. Um, but obviously, the lucrative side of the friends that I had was what really drove me into the business side of the house at the very end. I think it's a really fun um, thing to be into. I enjoy every aspect of the business career that I've had. It's been way different than my pilot stuff, but it's really enjoyable.
That's awesome. No, yeah, I feel like the business world is like something super cool. And that's coming into college. I was not super set on what I wanted to do, but just being in like my business classes and the electives I've been able to take. I've just noticed business is something I for sure want to do. Like I said, not super set on exactly what that is, but just knowing the world is so big and there's so much you can do with it. I'm super excited, but like I said, not exactly set. But I think it's a great career. And like you said, knowing people in your life, I know a couple of people in my life that are also business professionals and they're super successful first off, but secondly, they love their job, which is something that's so important to me. And I just think, yeah, being collaborative and stuff, I love working with people. So I'm thinking that business will be a good fit for me, whether that's marketing, management, whatever I end up doing, I think it'll be fun. So
And I mean, if you love your job, you'll never feel like you're working a day in your entire life. So that's
yes, that is
super
so important. That's
great.
my ultimate goal in life, honestly. Yeah. Let's see. So I guess I said what made you become, but how did you get started? So you said you were in like I know you went to the Naval Academy and stuff you said. So what made you like, how'd you actually get started into the business field?
So I went to the Naval Academy. Like I said, I got my econ degree, which got me kind of started into that business type field with a
Mhm.
lot of finance. And we did some sales classes, marketing classes, but not too in depth. Um, But one of my good friends, Matt, was working for Bic for the longest time. He was really successful, and I ended up reaching out to him. I got my MBA through online degree, which, obviously getting your MBA at Harvard or Yale or one of those is really huge. But I think that's where, who you know is more important than what you get. Because once you get into a job, nobody cares if you have a MBA from Harvard or Phoenix or Texas or wherever it is. So that's what's important. But so I ended up working, I got hired by him and I started working in Bic. We moved to Sanmar, which is another large manufacturing. We pretty much do a lot of paraphernalia on details on graphics and stuff like that on different merchandise and sell it to companies. And it's pretty much presenting yourself and selling yourself. And that got me to the point where I was maxed out with that job because he had the job that I wanted. So I started looking at another job and I ended up with American Airlines as a director in the sales and marketing department. So I'm not at the top, but it's a very good job. And I have a lot of people working for me that I love.
That's awesome. And I love that you're able to combine both your passions, like with the airline industry and like business, like putting them together. And I think that's awesome. I think that's so cool too, that you started like with someone that you knew, like you said, that connection, like that networking to get started. But I also love that you didn't settle there, right? Because business is all about continuing to grow and continue to develop and pursue what you want. So I think that's awesome because like you said, I feel like it is, and it's good to know like you just got your degree online, like it really doesn't matter. But Clemson is a great school, a great place to get your business degree. Hoping I can graduate with a nice business degree from here and take that into the real world. But yeah, just presenting my skills and stuff, I think is super important, more than just saying, oh, I got good grades, I did this. So that's super cool. So what would you say a day at American Airlines in your director of sales position looks like on a daily basis?
So we work right now. I mean, COVID changed a lot of things for us, but we're pretty much back to normal now. So it's 4 days in the office, 1 day remote, if you like. So a lot of people really enjoy taking advantage of that. But our normal hours are like 7:30 to 4:30, with a lunch break in there. Lots of social time for lunch usually, and lots of collaboration that happens at lunchtime, which is really great. But my morning is a lot of collaborative business meetings, talking about our next upcoming jobs and whatnot that are coming up. We have a vice president of sales director pretty much comes in on our business meetings and is pretty much setting the goals for the day forward in the weeks and months ahead of the time. So mainly the morning is business meetings with the executives, followed by lunch. And then we end up going into after lunch is when I usually get with my team and project the path forward from there, what our goals are, what's going well, what's going bad. Obviously in the morning meeting, when we talk with the senior vice president, if we have some bad news, it usually makes the day a little bit longer and a little bit more difficult. But overall, lots of meetings, and then lots of groupthink, which I love because usually, these innovative ideas aren't from one person; they're usually from a group, and we usually get to celebrate together as a group, or or die by the group too. When we have a bad idea. So that's our normal day. But it is nice having the one flex day that we get to work from home.
Awesome.
Get some work done remotely. It does help, and most of the younger people do enjoy having a remote day.
Yeah, no, I love that they provide that flex day for you. I think that's so important. And I love that you mentioned group thing because I love being with a group, collaborating, that kind of thing. So I love that y'all do that. I guess I would say like in your meetings and stuff, like since you say there is a lot of meetings, like do you think like organization skills are super important? Because I think that's something I do in college, especially is like, at least for me, if I have all my assignments or tests and stuff, I like to organize and plan and write everything. So I guess does that like go into the real world, like with the business, with the meetings and stuff? Because I feel like it might be hard. I don't know. I feel like my like attention span and all that in a meeting like can be hard, I guess. So how you like just stay organized and stuff.
It's definitely, I mean, the day is totally full. I mean, if you look at our calendar electronically, it's a mess. Probably looks a lot like your school schedule,
Yeah.
which is packed on top of each other. So it is, meetings extend, so you have to control the next day what's going to happen, or the next meeting might get canceled or whatever. But luckily, we have some assistants that help us with that as well, and can
Yeah.
plan some things that work for me. So that is
Okay.
nice. But organization skills are key to success. I mean, you do have to have a plan forward and stick to the plan. You just don't have much time to flex to something else.
Yeah, for sure.
Day.
Gotcha. Let's see. Okay, what are the biggest challenges that your company has faced, or that like you individually have faced, I guess, in your time in the business field?
Well, competition is the key. So, American goes by the four P's, for pillars of P's. It's product, pricing, place, and promotional. And obviously pricing is one of the most important. But, the competition of Delta United as our biggest competition, and Southwest, we need to be able to predict and innovate and try to beat them to the punch while still saving money in the long run. Because honestly, pricing runs almost everything in the industry. Obviously safety is an important part of it, but the price is the goal to hit, right? So we have to make as much money as possible by using our innovative ideas to get there. Like I'll give you an example. The 737, they went from 160 seats to 173. And there was this program called Oasis. And Oasis was supposed to change the industry by, we had so many 737 airplanes. And it was going to increase our capacity by 13 seats on every airplane, which is a lot of money in the long run. When it came down to it, it ended up costing us tens of $millions. It was an absolute disaster because we didn't do enough background as a company onto what it would look like as a passenger. And the seats were not set up correctly. Like you couldn't even put your bag underneath the seat in front of you anymore, the way the seats were designed. The overhead spaces were supposed to fit a luggage upright, but it ended up not working perfectly. The bathrooms got a ton smaller, and it really upset people in the long run. They also removed the divider between first class and economy class, and that upset the first class. So in the long run, that was one of the biggest challenges that American had to overcome, was that we had already paid for this new upgrade to happen. And by the time it became an issue to us, we had already spent tens of millions of dollars getting it done. And now we have to spend even more to come back and fix the issue and make it something that makes leading industry standard across the board. And so that was one of our biggest challenges recently. But Delta and United are always doing the same thing we are, trying to get ahead and see where they can make more money and get better as they go. So that's one of the biggest challenges, is just beating the competition to the punch.
Yeah, that's a huge setback. Yeah, I think, competition is something, like, I know I've read like a lot of articles in a lot of my classes, just something like, I know like competitors are there, but just something I didn't think about, like how much impact they have, like just on your business, like the other competitors. So that is cool that was your biggest challenge, I guess. Not something I would really think about in the industry. But what part of your job like most satisfies you and just like brings you the most joy, I guess? Because obviously, like we were talking about, you want to enjoy your career and want to go every day, your job, just enjoy it. So what like brings you joy to it? What satisfies you?
Like I said before, those quote of, if you enjoy your job, you never feel like you're ever working. And that's true to the heart of any job that you have. But especially in this job, I have a team of about 30 people that work with me. And anytime that one of our ideas, and we always call it our ideas, is a winner, and that's probably brings me the most joy to my job, is when we are the ones, my team is the ones that reduces the cost and is the best product out there that we can deliver. That brings me the most joy, and being able to award people for that and promote people for it, to give bonuses for it, is so much fun. and just, working with people on a daily basis is great. And, I try to make a very fun team that I want to be the team that everybody in the company wants to work for. I want to be
Yeah.
the one that gets everybody to my team to work. So I think that's the best time is, the most joy is the social aspect of what we can do together. And then when we get successful, being able to provide those awards, promotions, and bonuses to the team is a blast.
That's awesome. I love that you like love your team so much and that collaboration, just coming together, celebrating the small wins and stuff. That's awesome. I love that. I guess one final thing I would ask, just like for me, going in, what advice would you have for a person like me wanting to enter into the field, maybe that doesn't know exactly what they want to do, but just entering into business altogether overall? Like what would be your best tip or best advice, if
I think
anything?
it's to be, be a people person, be a social butterfly.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to talk to anybody. I think the more people that you can interact with, the more that you learn in social skills and social interactions will help you along the way. I think that being able to have that ability to make everybody want to come work with you or be with you
Yeah.
is, first of all, it's contagious. It will get you so far in your life and your career. The other thing is have fun. That is also contagious, and it makes people want to come work with you and be with you. Sales and marketing is so much of going out and meeting people and talking up your game, if you will.
Yeah.
That if people enjoy being around you, they're going to enjoy your product. If they love you, they'll love your product. The other thing is also is don't delay getting your MBA. If you don't get your MBA, you're going to have a roof and a ceiling of where you can get to. And like I said before, just having it is just as almost important as where you go. Obviously, the GMAT and where you go is a huge thing, but at the same time, once you get into your job, people aren't going to care anymore. They're going to care the products that you create. So it will help you get a better job, but at the same time, I think it's more of who you know than what you have inside. So that is it.
I love that. All right, well, that's all the questions I had for you. I want to thank you again for your time. Seriously appreciate it so much. I feel like I was able to gain so much knowledge, learn so many new things, and just your infectious personality and everything. It's awesome. So I understand why you're so successful in the business industry and everything. And thank you again for being with me. I really appreciate it.
Well, it's been great chatting with you, Jenna, and good luck to you. I hope I was able to provide everything that you needed today. And if you ever need anything, there's always a contact here with me whenever you want.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.